Welcome to the continued podcast adventures of Superhero Speak.
But I think many of the people that love this character and that love superheroes in general have used these stories as inspiration to say, you know what? I'm going to do something good in the world. I'm going to make a difference like my hero when I was a kid.
That is my fondest memory of it, because when you're doing comic books, you want them to affect people, right? You want people to care. You want to strike emotions, and I knew that Clone Saga was striking a lot of emotions.
Can you imagine Pulp Fiction starring Goofy and Mickey Mouse?
I can totally imagine that.
I'm sure somebody's written that one too.
Quarter pounder with cheese in France, Mickey? What? Royale with cheese, Mickey. Yeah. I can totally.
See?
I would watch the hell out of that movie.
Yes, I gladly sacrifice that my progeny to you, almighty Marvel beast.
But Neil Adams is somewhere going, it's my time.
How do you measure success?
Hey, you're listening to Superhero Speak, and I'm your host Dave, and this is a bonus episode. You may have heard us say in the last episode of Superhero Speak, we have quite a few interviews we still need to get out from New York Comic Con. So, this is one of them. This is Regine Sawyer, and she is the founder of Women in Comics, which is an artistic and informative initiative educating communities about the role and merit of women working in the comics and creative industry. We caught up with her this year at New York Comic Con. Last year at New York Comic Con, and she told us all about what they're offering, what they do to help women in working in the creative industry and comics, and it was a great little conversation. So, without much further ado, here we go.
This is John O'Grady with Super Speak, and we are here with Women in Comics in the New York Comic Con 2018. And I'm speaking with
Regine L. Sawyer.
And you do what for them?
I'm the founder and coordinator of the organization.
Excellent. And so, could you tell the listeners a little bit about what you do and what the purpose of this is?
Sure. We were established about 6 years ago. Our full name is Women in Comics Collective International, WINC for short. We host events across the country, usually things about comic book literacy and how to become a professional in the industry. We started because we were trying to bolster women working in the industry. A lot of them weren't known, especially women of color in particular. So we started doing panel discussions, which grew to workshops, which grew to art shows, which grew to our own comic book convention. So we've been tabling here at the show as a group for about 4 years. I've been tabling here for 10.
Oh, wow.
10.
Okay. Wow.
And we've been doing panels at New York Comic Con for about 4 years. San Diego Comic Con, we also do a panel series there as well.
Okay. And what's been the reception? I mean, have you had, I'm assuming you have a lot of people coming up and, with support.
Yes.
But what do you do to drum up that support? You're here. What else do you do? Advertising or?
Well, social media is your friend when used properly. Mm-hmm. So we share our events. Our events are usually free to the public. So the workshops that I mentioned and the panel discussions and even our convention, it's free. So when you have that's something that's accessible, that's something that people like, they'll come in droves. Mm-hmm. And obviously, as we can see, there's a ton of people here at New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
And a lot of them live here. So when they have something that's a little bit more financially suitable for their pockets, they will come and they will see and they will engage. So that part hasn't been hard.
How do you gain new members?
Well, we do have a website and there's a membership section. So I get emails all the time asking about membership. Our criteria is pretty simple. Mm-hmm. It's basically you have to be willing to work in a group. We do a lot of things together. Right now, at this booth, we have about 5 members. You also have to have a heart for the community. You want to activate your activism. You want to help. Those are the 2 main criteria. You have to give a damn. You have to give a damn.
Kind of helps.
Yeah, it kind of helps. So that's roughly what membership entails.
And how many countries? It's international, right?
Yes, we have 150 members worldwide. I want to say, off the top of my head, maybe about 7 or 8. I think England, Canada, of course, United States, Mexico, the Philippines, Denmark, Cameroon.
Cameroon.
Yeah, Cameroon.
So who are some of your favorite women that work in comics?
Aletha E. Martinez, #1. She is amazing. She is fabulous. She is an almost 20-year veteran. She is an industry secret, yet not a secret. She has worked on just about every single major comic book through like DC, Marvel. And when I say worked on, she's been a penciler. She's been a lead penciler on those books. I think except Superman and Wonder Woman are the only titles she hasn't done. Yeah, she's never done. So she's the #1 top for me.
And what do you think, after doing this for so long, what do you think the most important message for young girls is to hear?
Well, #1 is that, if you like something, if you enjoy something, I would say the same thing to a little boy. You engage, enjoy it. This is what the medium is for. The medium is for people to read it, not put it back on the shelf.
Right.
So enjoy your hobby. Read those books, grab your friends together, create a comic book club, and just expand your horizons and enjoy. And if you're interested in becoming a professional, like, yes, this is a space for you too. Like, you can be here. If you draw, you write, you are interested in editing, cultivate your crafts, and you can do the same thing that we do too.
I guess the whole point of this is there are no boundaries.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter race, color, creed, gender.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the whole point of comic books, really, is to escape reality. And if you dream, you should be able to do this.
Exactly.
Right? So, what made you're the founder? So, what started this? How did it start? Was it an idea? Was it something that really got you riled up and said, "I got to do something about this"? Or
not even. What happened was, I was invited to be a panel moderator for a show called Bronx Heroes Comic Con, which is organized by Ray Felix. And he asked me, said, "Hey, would you like to do this panel?" I was like, "Are you sure? Me?" He's like, "Of course, you. Like, why not?" So that was May 2012. We gathered up some of the ladies that we knew. He knew actually at the time more women than I did. Gathered them together. We had this panel at this local show, and the audience loved it. They really did, and so did the members. One of which was Aletha, and she had said to me, like, "Hey, like, I don't get invited to things like this."
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, she was a 13-year veteran. I was like, "Wait, what? No one wants you. You don't get invited to panels. No one." And it really struck me hard. Like, well, why not? You have so much to say. You've been, done this for so long. So from there, I just said, well, maybe there'll be a few more things we can do together. Well, then it happened organically. People heard about this small little panel. Said, "Hey, can you do this panel at another show?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." Can you do an art show too to showcase some of the ladies? Yeah, why not? Never cultivated an art show. Never curated one. Then I was asked, "Well, do you do workshops to teach people how to write comics or draw comics?" I've never taught anything like that in my life. I said, "Yes." I figured it out. And then Ray said one day, he said, like, "I'm tired. I don't feel like doing Bronx Heroes this year. Do you want to do a Women in Comics Con?" Why not? When we put it together in 2 months, and our first show was May 2015.
Right. So that actually leads to a question that we ask a lot.
Yeah.
We normally sign off the podcast by saying, "Don't let your cape be caught in the door," which started off as a joke, but is actually morphed to mean, don't let shortcomings and don't let things get in your way of achieving your goals. Yeah. What are some shortcomings that you've overcome in your life?
Or obstacles that you've had thrown in your way, basically.
I could give you a whole list.
We got like half an hour.
I can tell you just briefly, even over this past year, my mother passed away and I lost my job at the same time.
Oh.
My main bread and butter, and then some other things arose. And so when it rains, it pours, and then there's a tornado and a hurricane comes behind it. But yet I'm still doing this. I still found a way to pick myself up. I guess it's part of my upbringing. It's part of who I am as a person. It's like I can cry for about 20 minutes. And you should get emotional in a healthy way. And then you have to say, okay, I gotta get up. I gotta get up, because if I stay down, that's not gonna help me. And that's definitely not going to help my membership, Yeah. But again, I can cry for a little while and be very upset and tend to my wounds. And then it's like, okay, let me dry them a little bit. Maybe I'll cry a little bit later. But I have books to publish. I have an organization to run, and I have shows to do. So I'm still working through the kinks, But I'm standing here before you today, so that says something.
Now, for your booth, everything here, there's comic books, there's compendiums, there's buttons, there's art, there's plushies, there's books. This is all from your members, right?
Yes.
And the proceeds for this go back into the fund to...
Well, it goes to each member personally.
Okay.
So we come here as a collective. I have my books here too, my stuff here too. So we work as a collective to sell each other's work.
Okay.
And then in between, we'll have like fundraising stuff. Like when we do Women in Comics Con, we'll have little events in between to help do a little bit of fundraising and stuff. But that's roughly...
To support them in their art and give them the chance to continue on.
Exactly.
Because, food is kind of important.
You think, really. But honestly, we started this booth because my original table mate, Jody and I, who's here,
Mm-hmm.
She and I were partnering for a long time, and then we started Women in Comics. We started Women in Comics, and many of the members couldn't get into Artist Alley because there's always a wait list is always difficult.
I've heard that before.
So
actually.
we opened up the booth. We said, okay, we're willing to spend a few more dollars, but who wants to do it? And everyone's like, me, please. So now we do a rotation. We do the same thing in San Diego. We'll have like 5 ladies on the West Coast, Holcom or whoever flies out. Same thing here. Whatever ladies feel like, participating, they do. So it helps. It helps.
Okay. So if somebody listening to this podcast is thinking, hey, that sounds awesome, I want to become a member, you said it was your website?
Yes. Our website is www.womenincomicscollective.org.
Excellent.
And just shoot me an email.
And where else do you want them to find you?
Oh, you can find us on Twitter at Women in Comics NY, Instagram, WINC NYC. So we're everywhere.
You forgot our normal wrap-up question.
I'm going to wrap it up.
And we normally end our interviews by asking, how do you measure success?
Yeah, it's a blind side,
No, but it's a good question. I measure success by how peaceful I feel. That's how I measure it. And, peace is relative. But when I'm standing here with you guys and I can, smile and talk about Women in Comics and Locking Down Productions and all that stuff, that gives me peace. So that in and of itself is a success. So that's basically how I measure it.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you for giving us the time to talk to you, and we do wish you success.
Thank you so much.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little bonus interview, and if you haven't, make sure you check out our website, superheroespeak.com, where we have been working hard to update this every day, giving you news, reviews, and interviews right on the website. Plus, if you really enjoy what we're doing, don't forget to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/superheroespeak, where for $1 you can get a lot of bonus material that isn't available on the website. And finally, don't forget to check out our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/superheroespeak, or follow us at superheroespeak on Twitter. We're always interacting with our fans and love talking to you guys. And finally, and while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to us on Stitcher, Spotify, or even Apple Podcasts. Oh, and while you're there, give us a 5-star review, because it really helps increase our visibility on the platform. Well, that's all for now, so thanks for listening. And as always, don't let your cape go out the door. See you next time.